think he can hear you, Ray.
Don't move. It won't hurt you.
I feel the need for speed. Ow! So together we're the Three Amigos.
Right here. Stop.
What happened? Are you okay?
He's slimy.
It's getting hot in here. Is it just me?
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Good evening and hello and welcome to After the Weekend. I am JT Gunn. Some people call me Cap. And then we have this young looking fellow.
Young looking. I'll take it. Hi, I'm Beard.
Beard of Liberty. A very important name this time of year. How are you been? Are you been pretty good?
It's a mixture of highs and lows. Mostly things been good. All the car stuff has been lows, but it's a process, and hopefully by next week it'll be on the road again.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome. I hope that is true for you as well. Well, I hope everyone else had a pretty chill weekend actually. Built a metal shed, which I have like cuts all over my hand of. But metal shed building.
You did a good job.
What are you doing there?
Never mind.
But pretty chill. The kid got sick, so we didn't really do much. So.
No, that's too bad.
Yeah, I went on a little hunger strike.
I won't allow it.
What are you going to do to me, Daddy?
Tighten my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pains. And your sister and mother will have to do likewise. Okay, Joshua, you want to get rough with me? You want to show me that you don't like the choice of this house for our vacation by going on a hunger strike? Well, I'll accept the challenge. But just remember, when I was your age, I really did suffer from hunger. We'll see who gets through this. But just remember, I've got more practice than you. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm going to have to log into the After the Weekend account at some point during the week when nobody else is around and delete that clip.
It'll come back. Squeaka likes it. It will come back every time. Just want to say hi to everyone in the chat. How you doing, Squeaka? Good to see you. We got Sleepy Hollow Part 1. He must be doing Sleepy Hollow as well.
Yes.
Jacob Ironside says hello. We got R2. He's on a little break. He's a week away from his surgery, so hopefully it goes really well. He's resting up for that. He's watching on the 5-inch Magnavox color CRT TV. Wow.
Yeah, that thing looked pretty cool.
But yeah, we got some good people here. Now we've had a guest this entire month of October where we reviewed some spooky movies like High Spirits, Sleepy Hollow, we're going to do here in a little bit, Troll 2, which I thank him for, by the way. And we also did last week The Frighteners. So we got Def Row. He's back with us tonight.
Hey.
How was your weekend?
Uneventful.
Okay, so no shed building and no car working.
I washed my car.
Okay. Did you go on a hunger strike?
I did not.
Okay.
Taking words of advice from ZZ Top Mechanic here.
Beard thought I was going to play the clip.
I was certain you were.
No, I wasn't. I was going to be nice this time.
I didn't have any hunger pains, so I didn't have to tighten my belt.
Okay. Did you do any race car driving?
Nah.
No. Well, Beard did.
I'll beat you! See you later, loser!
Thank you to R2 for that, and also shout out to Ginger Billy, who is most of the human you see in that, because that dude is freaking hilarious on YouTube.
He is pretty funny. I think he's related to O'Doyle.
You're out! Doyle rules!
Ginger Billy is far cooler than anybody in the O'Doyle family. That's just no comparison.
Okay.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
It's okay, Beard. I'm just trying. It's okay. Well, Def, we are glad to have you back. And we have a kind of a cool announcement, but we're going to save it for the end of this show, so stick around for that. But tonight we are doing a movie review of Sleepy Hollow, like we said. So this is our fourth and final review of October. We have reviewed High Spirits, Troll 2, and Frighteners. We have a poll out right now in the chat. So if you want to take a moment and take that poll and kind of vote on which one you enjoyed us reviewing over the last 4 weeks, I'm sure it's Troll 2. And we'll look at the results. Make sure you remind me to look at the results, Beard. I might forget. So we'll do that. And so this is fun. So Beard, always a question. Always a question for you. Is this a first time watch for you?
This is a first watch for me.
First watch.
It was always recommended to me back in the day, but it was by my friends that I always felt were just trying to be edgy by always liking everything Halloween 24/7, 365, and anything Tim Burton, anything Johnny Depp. They were just like salivating over constantly. So I always wrote this off as I'm not going to like it. So I just decided not to watch it.
Okay. All right. Defro, I'm guessing this is not a first watch for you.
No, I've seen it before. I mean, when I first started dating my wife, she was actually a big fan of Johnny Depp. So I had to pretty much sit through a lot of Johnny Depp stuff when we were dating. So,
did you watch 21 Jump Street?
No, we didn't go that far back.
Okay, well, you should. It's a good one. So, yeah, I mean, he's pretty young in this one, young compared to now. In 1999, this is right before Pirates, so he was still kind of wasn't as popular, really. I mean, he's popular, but he wasn't huge like he was with Pirates. Because this came out in 1999. It was directed by Tim Burton, which Johnny Depp did Edward Scissorhands with him as well. So they always make a good pair, right? These two.
He also did Ed Wood in '94 with Burton.
He did,
which is honestly one of my favorite Depp films.
Yeah, so it seems like they're always connected, right? It's kind of like George Clooney and Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
they're always kind of connected. They like working together. They have the same mind. They do weird stuff. So I think he was perfect for this role. And then you have writer Kevin Jager, I think it's pronounced. But it was also, written by the original author, Washington Irving. So we'll talk about that book here in a little bit. But this is the main movie. Did you see this in the movie theater at all, or was this more of a rental?
No, this was probably, actually I more or less bought it. Because I said, anything that my girlfriend, my wife now liked at the time, I would usually buy it just for us to watch it over however many times she wanted to watch it. But
good movie.
I remember this one being something she would want to pull out on October. And then the one that I ended up liking the most that she didn't like was probably Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. But
oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
So
another 90.
This is Bat Country.
Yeah. Yeah. All these great films that he did were before, right around before Pirates. I mean, he was.
Well, not a lot of people know this too. He was in the first Nightmare on Elm Street too.
He was. Yes, he was murdered by a bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was in that movie. That is, you're absolutely.
That is correct.
So first off, I was a fan of this movie. I always like the darkness of this tale, because this tale is not really dark. It's kind of like more of like atmospheric writing. If you've ever read the book, but always enjoyed it. Now, has anyone here on the panel? Have you read the book? Have you read The Legend of Sleepy Hollow?
Can't say that I have.
I've not read it, but I've seen the Disney version of it though.
Okay, Disney version is also not accurate to the book. Either is
I kind of figured.
There's only one movie out there that's pretty accurate to the book. It's kind of like 95%, and that is Sleepy Hollow with Jeff Goldblum. It was a TV movie. I'm surprised you haven't reviewed it on your channel, Def. But it's a TV movie. You can find it out there on YouTube sometimes. If you have a VHS, we have I think DVD of it. It's a very, very interesting tale where he is a teacher. He does fall in love. He is kind of weird. There is some odd things happening in the town, but nothing like the movie we're about to talk about.
I do have that on VHS. It's been a long time since I even looked at it though. It's one of those. Yeah, the only reason I bought it was because it was a Sleepy Hollow I hadn't seen yet. And I probably hadn't even gotten around to watch it, to be honest with you. But I know I have the tape.
If you've read the book or the story, the short story, and you do like it, you'll like that one as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically the same thing. Oddball character comes in the town. Oddball things happen. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow on Disney is also one of my favorites. Have you all? I'm sure you've seen this, Beard.
I'm sure I've seen at least parts of it. It looks somewhat familiar.
Yeah, they kind of spooked it up. They kind of made it more Halloweeny, but
yeah.
And
didn't it have an open ending to it as well?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one thing I didn't like about it when I was a kid. I was like, "What the hell? I want to know what happened."
Yeah, you really don't know if he has passed away or moved on to other things. Now, Sleepy Hollow, I've read it. Speaker says, I've not heard of that movie, but I have not watched any Sleepy Hollow movies outside the cartoon. Well, this one's a good one. This one's a little more horror films. About ready to this version, but the one with Jeff Goldblum is more like the book. And did you know that there is technically a real Sleepy Hollow town in New York? However, it wasn't originally named Sleepy Hollow. It was renamed Sleepy Hollow after someone decided they wanted to name it that town because the author is actually buried in that town. So pretty interesting facts. I lost the name of the town. However, North Tarrytown is the original town. If you ever want to, if you ever want to read up on it, it's here. And I'll put it in the chat for you all. But it's used to be, but they adopted the name in 1996. But yeah, Washington Irving is buried in this town. It's referenced to this town, but there wasn't.
I'm guessing the spelling on Kerry is Kerry.
Terry, T. Terry.
Okay.
Tarrytown.
Yeah.
Terry. I thought you said Kerry.
No, Terry.
Okay.
Yeah, because I for some reason I remember catching the Sleepy Hollow Historical Society in the credits, and so I knew that there had to be something out there actually named either previously or after.
Yeah, there's a ton of little YouTube videos out there where people walk around and look at the town. Hey, Vanquish, good to see you. All right. So yeah, basically, Beard, this movie, right, is kind of a quirky guy. He's a detective in this one, not a school teacher.
Yeah.
And he's sent to Sleepy Hollow. There's been some weird beheadings all around, like a lot of them. Kind of like
it's actually him being sent out there is kind of reminiscent to the opening of Hot Fuzz, where Nicholas Angel basically gets sent out of London to a little town because he's like an annoyance that nobody wants to deal with.
Yeah,
so in this case, this guy is like super like science based, and he's like, we don't need to be doing torture, we need to be doing investigations. And they go, you take your investigations to Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, this is set in 1799, so right at the turn of the century. So it's like 30 days after the revolution, or 30 years, and like science isn't really a thing. Corporate punishment is.
You see it brought up in the movie that they look like they've just gotten over the whole witch thing as it is already.
Yeah, witches are a highlight, or kind of everybody's real gets amped up when you say the witch word over here. But yeah, he goes to Sleepy Hollow. He's trying to figure out what's going on. It is a dark and gloomy town, if you can see this.
I love everything about the look of this town and this movie, just in general.
Yeah, I know what's cool is, like, in the book, it does that. It describes a lot of the environment, like, darkness, or like hooting the owls or the winds, or there's like a scarecrow. You see a lot of that in the movie, right? You hear the scarecrow in the cornfield gets me every time, even though I know.
I mean, some of it actually is reminiscent, in my opinion, to some of and I guess I'll try not to dive down this too much because like just some of this kept jumping out at me. But like, especially when they go into the woods, it reminds me a lot of the style that you'd see with some of the old black and white Universal monster films, with like the Wolfman, and I just like the overabundance of fog and the super dramatic lighting and all this other stuff.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying when I started watching this, I almost forgot that this was in America. Like the way, you know what I mean? The way these towns,
old America.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, but there was a lot of European,
flair to it.
Flair, yeah. Like it would make sense, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you got the old houses here, and very cool. So like, here's another picture of the town.
It looks so good.
I know. What's crazy is, and it kind of was interesting is, this town. There's like there's something in the woods. They know there's something going on, like the town people, and there's they set up like a perimeter around the town, and like he notices that when he first comes in the town, like someone always has to stand watch for whatever this horseman, Headless Horseman, is out riding around. But yeah, you got some sheep. We got a cemetery there. Very gloomy, dark and gloomy. But very cool.
Every single exterior shot is either shot. I don't know if they did a physical blue filter on the lens or if they did any kind of color correction afterwards. Given that it's 1999, I probably think that they leaned more to the practical use of an actual blue filter on the cameras. That would just make the touch up with actual film so much easier later on.
And it was very right off the bat, it's very Tim Burton, right? Very creepy, very. And then one thing you also notice in this movie, and they show it right away, when the first guy gets his head chopped off, a lot of the colors are muted. However, the reds are really bright. Have you noticed? Did you notice?
Yeah, the reds are really pronounced.
Did you notice that?
They want you to see the blood, man.
I mean, even at the beginning, like as it in the opening, you start seeing these drops of red, and of course you're thinking blood. It ends up being a wax seal. Nice little twist, little touch right there. But that's an early clue that the color red is going to stand out very clearly from everything else in this movie.
Right. Very cool. They set the scene. So he's here to investigate. Here's a cool little picture of him with his wacky eyeglasses. And I just want to let Squeaka know that yes, there will be spoilers in this review. Okay, even though it's 25 years old, there is some spoilers in this.
And
it's Steampunk Johnny.
Yeah, Steampunk Johnny.
This is part of what you might expect from like a Tim Burton Johnny Depp collaboration, but it's not as nearly over the top as some of their stuff is. It is a little bit goofy at times, but it's not overly silly. His behavior is a little bit odd, and I'll get into that later on why they made his behavior so odd. but it's not. It doesn't have that, at least in my opinion, that really over the top Tim Burton feel. Like it's a little bit more grounded in leaning more towards classic horror movies. There aren't really what we would consider horror today because it's more tone and character, and they don't show blood unless it's necessary, but when they do show it, that kind of
thing. And I would agree. You're kind of, he would be kooky anyways coming into this town. Like there's no like he's thinking real life here. Like there's no witches, there's no ghosts. He even says it in this scene right here. It's like, in the city they chop the heads off because they don't want the body to be identified.
Yeah.
But everyone knows this person because it's a small town. Why would they just do it to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So definitely,
because they're not just chopped off, but they're collected too. So they're not found with the bodies. But anyway.
Correct. Were you going to say something, Dev?
I realized why I kept thinking this was not in America whenever I see the scenery and stuff. I'm a huge fan of another movie. You ever watch Brotherhood of the Wolf?
I
No.
haven't seen it.
The way this movie is filmed is very similar to that movie.
Okay.
And the way
Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Brotherhood, but it's French, so you have to watch it in subtitles or English dubbed.
Beard, I don't think he's gonna watch French.
Well,
I don't mind. I don't mind foreign films or subtitles. I mean, one of my favorite dark films ever is Pan's Labyrinth, and I saw that in theater, not even knowing that it was going to be subtitled.
Pan's Labyrinth gives me the same feel as this movie does too. Just the look of not the fantasy stuff, but like the place it takes place in. I wonder if they took cues from this movie to do something similar, though.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, because Brotherhood of the Wolf came out in 2001, so it was a couple of years after this.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, everyone's kind of in their 17th century or 1700 attire, 18th century attire. And everyone's kind of, got the wigs and the hats.
I just go with hats. I skip the wig.
You would look great with one of these revolutionary wigs.
If I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to do the entire outfit, and that's just way too hot down here in the South.
My favorite character in this movie, though, and we'll get to the cast here in a little bit, is this guy. The horseman in this is amazing. They do tell his story. They do tell his backstory, why he's violent, why he's missing a head, why he could be on the hunt. This is really great. Like, I always thought this character knocked out of the park. What do you all think when you first kind of?
He doesn't say anything. I know that.
No, he has no speaking role. No.
That would be awesome if he did say something. They kind of mess up the whole part, though.
Christopher Walken does not talk in this movie, but he's just great character acting.
He's just weird enough to just chew all the scenery, which there's so many. Oh man, the cast in this in general, just even if you don't know the names, you're going to recognize faces or voices. But this is just cheesy enough that everybody is chewing scenery, and I love it.
Yeah, so they tell his story that he was like, and this is in the book too. He's a German, soldier hired to fight in the Revolutionary War. I can't remember what they were called. They had a name to them.
Oh, I forgot that. I was
started with an H.
Is Hessian or something like that?
Yeah, Hessian soldier. Yeah, you're right. Yes, yeah. They're basically German mercenaries that were either hired by one, Americans, or two, the British, or even the French. So they were just there to make money and kill. But he is a leader, and he was pretty brutal. And then he was...
He was savage. I mean, you can see, like, they make specific mention that he filed down his teeth to points.
Yeah, and he gets captured by the revolutionary soldiers. What's crazy, there's these two sisters randomly in the woods, witches, that find him and give him away. And
he's running away from everybody. He sees them. He goes, "Shh." One of them's got a bundle of sticks in her arm. The other one's got one stick, and she just goes, "Snap!" Everybody
yeah,
turns
she
and
don't
runs.
care. She's like, "Get out of here!" You know. Vanquish. Yeah, you should rewatch this movie, man. You should really rewatch it. It's worth the rewatch.
I think so too.
What's up, Aaron? Good to see you.
Howdy, man.
So you find out his backstory. You find out that he gets captured. He gets his head chopped off. He gets buried with his head chopped off and kind of sealed. And the revolutionary soldiers are like, don't even touch this guy. He's super evil. He's got some curse on him. Maybe just leave him alone, right?
Yeah, I think one of the lines was they say something like they buried him, and the only thing planted that day was a seed of evil.
Yeah, so a lot of people just stay away from this place. So as far as the cast, though, the rest of everybody,
such a good cast.
Yeah, I'm gonna zoom it up here,
with the exception of one.
Well, okay. So we have Johnny Depp, of course, Christina Ricci, which I always enjoyed her. I always thought she was fun. She's blonde in this film.
I don't like her bleached eyebrows because they basically disappeared. It makes her look a little bit weird in this movie, if you ask me. But yeah. It looks like she shaved them off.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Oh, I have said plenty of more idiotic things, my friend.
That's true. Hey, look who's here. We got Dutch Brothers hanging out.
Hey, what's up, man?
Poaching my Helldivers, bro. We need to chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Death's been here for 3 weeks now, so
yeah.
I mean, he's hanging out. He's been hanging out with me all summer, so I don't who's poaching who. So, he's been hanging out on my stream. So, I mean, just so you know, Miranda Richards is the lady. Was the mother, I think, right? No,
yeah, the stepmother.
She's pretty wild in this movie. Yeah. She likes to sleep around with these townsfolk. And then we have Michael Gambon.
Classic.
He's the father of Van Tressel, Christina.
He's one of those people, like, you can either see his face and not hear his voice, or hear his voice and not see his face, and you just know who he is.
What are you doing, stepmother?
Don't highlight that one.
Casper Van Dien, Dyke. Yeah, he's in this. Which he's the Brom. He's Brom. He gets taken pretty quickly, but if you remember from the Sleepy Hollow cartoon, that's the guy that doesn't really like Ichabod because
he plays a prank on him in this film.
He does play the prank on him, and you know he's jealous that Cat is and likes Ichabod.
And I don't think I'm spoiling anything for later, but I seem to remember reading that in one of the fight scenes, he broke his finger and didn't say it until after they did a couple more takes because he wanted to finish the scene without having to like delay filming.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I always liked him from Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
We got Michael Goff. He's notary.
Or Alfred from the Batman movies.
From the Batman movies. We've got Christopher Walken. A great cast. I mean, you can keep going here, as you can see.
Some of these are big names that were just really cameos, like Christopher Lee.
Yeah, he's in this. Yeah. Ian McDermott.
McDermott, yeah, that's Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah, we got a whole group here. Pretty good. Service means citizenship. Yeah.
Yeah, they had various degrees of old age in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
I mean, and Michael Gambon wasn't even like the only like. I'm not even that big of a fan of the movies, but Harry Potter is a cornerstone of pop culture. But the guy who played I forget Harry's uncle of the Dursleys, he's in this as well. Yeah. And the guy who's the principal from Ferris Bueller is in here as well.
Yeah.
So there's faces you recognize all over the place.
Yeah, Mr. Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah, let's not talk about that guy.
Yeah, I wonder what he's doing.
He's not doing movies anymore. I know that.
You ever notice how Tim Burton put his wife in all his movies and whacked her in everyone? I don't think she's in this movie. She's not in this movie. No, I don't think she's in this one. No, she's not in this movie.
And now, since Beard pointed out the eyebrows, I can't unsee the shit now.
See, I told you. I told you.
Thanks.
Move this man!
I can't unsee it now. Thanks.
Have you never hung out? Have you never seen a
Ricci for me?
Yeah. Have you never seen a person with like everything's blonde?
I mean, I'm blonde. What hair I have is blonde, but still my eyebrows stand out more than neon white.
You're not this blonde.
Yeah. So now her forehead just looks twice as big as it should.
You're
oh my gosh.
Aaron's saying that his wife was Ichabod's mom.
She was?
Hold on. We got to find that one.
I don't think she was.
Find the name. Find the name.
But she doesn't die in this movie. Wait, brain fart.
Oh,
yeah,
I mean, she did
no,
die.
That wasn't her. That wasn't her. See?
Okay.
Lady Crane was Lisa Marie. I don't know.
Okay.
Wait,
no.
brain fart. That is mirrored.
Yeah, you're behind.
Yeah. Aaron's probably multitasking. So.
Yeah, she dies there. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, they went all stabby with the mom.
Stabby.
Her
You know,
death
here's
in this was
Christina.
something. Anyway.
Yes, here is Christina Ricci. She is Katrina Van Dyke or Van Tress, sorry, and she's in love with Ichabod from day one.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because she goes blindfold and she kisses him, and she's like, "Whoa, who are you?"
Yeah. She's doing this thing where, like, they spin her around and she has to figure out which guy she's like grabbed. She's like, "Oh, is it this guy?" And he's like, "No, I'm a visitor in town." She goes, "Oh, well, let's welcome you with a kiss."
Yeah, she's new guys. She's ready for, I guess. But yeah, she was great. My wife enjoys this movie, and she really enjoys all the dresses. For all you ladies out there, Christina wears some pretty amazing dresses. The costume design in this movie, just with the dresses alone, with the moms, the witches, the people, are spot on, and they're pretty bright. And Beard, you left me, but have you noticed the red roses on her jacket are pretty red, pretty bright.
The red stands out.
Yeah, another red scene here. All right, so we're gonna do the numbers next. What?
Nothing Dutch.
Oh, he said something?
Yeah.
Tell us about the dresses, JT.
I will. They're great. They're great dresses. You can go and look yourself. They're awesome. They're pretty good. They're pretty designed pretty well. So, we're going to do the numbers and we'll guess what those are.
11, 92, 12.
Hey, look, I don't mind ladies in nice dresses. So, actually, I prefer ladies in dresses. By the way.
Hey, it's not like you're going off like Roman does whenever.
Well, I'm not as smooth as Mr. Beard here when he pulls up.
I'll beat you! See you later, loser!
See, that's how you get all the ladies, guys. Look, a car like that. See, what you need is a hood scoop. That makes your car go fast.
Alrighty.
Who needs ZZ Top when we got Beard, right?
Yeah, who needs ZZ Top? We got Beard. All right, budget, opening weekend, and gross worldwide is what we're let's go ahead and guess on that.
First of all, when did this release?
1999.
Okay, but what month?
Hold on. You're trying to get it.
I got screwed on that last time.
You did? What do you mean?
because for the life of me, I thought The Frighteners released in its proper month of October, and it wasn't. It was in the middle of summer, with like idiots they are.
This
Okay, so this came out in
November 19.
Yeah, November, right?
Okay.
Thanksgiving weekend, right? The weekend before Thanksgiving.
That's an odd time to drop this.
Okay, I mean it's right after Halloween and around holidays. Holiday flick.
I mean, it's still going to make money because it's Tim Burton and Johnny Depp. So, regardless, it's going to make money.
Okay. So, but Beard, what do you think the budget was? What do you think the opening weekend was? And what do you think the gross worldwide was?
Oof, I have no frame of reference for this, so I'm going to throw out numbers just based on the little things I know about some of the production. I'm going to say 200 million budget.
Okay.
Opening weekend, it probably did 40 million, and gross worldwide, I think it probably broke even. I don't think it really took off because it is weird to release it after Halloween. So I'm gonna say 240 and about 200 again for gross worldwide.
Okay, so you said 240 for budget.
200 for budget, 40 for open weekend, and then pretty much breaking even for gross.
All right, Defro.
I'm going to go with $1, Bob. No,
anyway. Okay, $1. R2 says 50 million, 75 box office.
I'm afraid that I've really overestimated the budget, but
I'm going to go with seriously. I'm going to go with 100 on the budget.
Okay, 100 budget.
300 gross or open. Well, in the opening, I don't know. The 300 would be gross, I would think.
Okay, so you went 140 and then gross for 300.
150 is Did I say 100 or 150
for the budget?
Oh, whatever. Yeah, budget.
You okay?
I'll just say 100. I'll just say 150 for budget, 300 for just half it and then double it.
Is everybody okay tonight? Can we handle numbers?
Hot dogs.
Okay.
You know what they make those things out of, huh, Chet? You know? Lips and assholes.
We're doing movie studio math here.
Your Dutch says your mom is gross. All right.
Yeah, he's just going to be messing around. So
that's fine. We love that. That's great. It's more activity in the chat. Yeah, 50 million, 75. Anyone else can guess too if you're curious. But yeah,
I have a feeling that I've really overestimated the budget, but I have my reasoning.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I'll get into it once I figure it out what the budget actually is.
That's what she said.
Michael.
All right, so the number's 100 million for the budget.
I was over.
You were first. You were right first. Someone said 100 million at first, and they changed their mind.
I think you said 100 million.
And then it made 30 million on the opening weekend.
Okay, I was close there.
And then it made over 200 million gross
close there.
Worldwide.
See, I kind of went high on the budget because they had to manually paint out the head every single time the horseman was on camera. So they had to not only paint that out, but then also create a CG collar for the coat and then animate it with every single movement that he was doing. And I was thinking in 1999, that would probably have been fairly expensive, but they must have really been frugal with their money. Because even just that little bit of a thing, as many times as we see the horseman, which, isn't a whole lot for the film, but it's still not a small amount of scenes, that could actually ramp your budget up really quickly if you're just not spending it right on the right studio.
Right. Well, apparently, Johnny Depp did all his own stunts, so they probably saved money there.
Mm.
Even when he was dragged by the horse.
but they also built that entire forest and at least part of a town. So I was thinking that, like, the construction on that would have, because the exterior shots look fantastic. So they definitely put effort in there. But this is also 1999 money. So if we do the inflation, it might be a little bit closer to what I was guessing for the budget. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean they had a bunch of old people in it too, so they probably saved money that way.
Yeah,
bunch of old people. Yeah, probably. Okay, there you go. That's the budget and the box office. Made a pretty big chunk of change. Here's another scene of the horseman in the tree. The tree is where we find out that where he's been hiding the heads. Pretty evil tree.
Like a squirrel with his nuts.
I love that both JT. we just let that, and pun intended, we let that hang there.
Wow, you guys are crazy tonight.
But yeah, this is the tree of death, and like when they see it and they start hacking at it, like the tree itself bleeds.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And there's a part in the movie where they find the heads of all the people that have been. Well, they basically find out that the reason why he's on a hunting spree is he's missing his. So in the beginning of the movie, he was buried with his head, and then someone removes it. So they do find out that, and Ichabod at this point is freaked out because remember, he's a scientist. He's not supposed to believe in enchantment, and he gets a little terror. Yeah, he has a little bit of a meltdown.
He has a meltdown. I saw the Headless Horseman, and everybody in town's like, "Yes, we told you," but he had no head. Right, that's what we've been telling you. It's like, but he's real. Yes.
Yes. And he was kind of like that in the book too. He was very educational. So he was educated. He was very like, there's no ghosts. And then once he finally realized there's one, he does have a little bit of a freak out.
Yeah, you found out he has his reasons for being the way he is, though.
Yeah, his mom's was a lot of weird stuff happened to him when he was younger. But no, like I said, in the cartoon version of this, that's one of the theories that the reason why he vanished is because he had a manic episode where he was like, "There's no way ghosts exist," and he kind of freaks out. But yeah, this was always cool to see. Oh, and the kid in this movie, the son of the first one of the guys who gets heads chopped off in the beginning, his little Ichabod's little buddy. He does a pretty good job in this movie too, as far as being kind of a sidekick to Johnny Depp.
Oh, come on.
Welcome to the Men Who Overcompensate with Giant Beard stream. What?
Don't be jealous, Dutch.
Mine's really not that big.
No, we're not going to say anything about beard.
No, his is what it is. So it's okay. Let's see. What else is he saying on here? I'm not really paying attention. Spent all day car shopping. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Like, I'm trying not to highlight a lot of what Dutch is saying because he's just being funny but random and will detract everything.
Okay, so squirrelies. You do love them nuts. Okay. All right. Squirrels, keep those nuts off my deck. Perfect. Those are all great.
Let's just say the ghost had a lot of head.
Here's another scene of some old people. This one got kind of out of order. But
so yeah, right there, what you see to the right of Johnny Depp, the one in the front, that's Ian McDermott. So that's the guy that's played most famously for being Emperor Palpatine. And the guy behind him, I forget his name. I apologize, sir, for forgetting to look up your name. Richard Griffiths. That's the guy who plays one of the Dursleys in Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, he plays this. He plays the father of Harry Potter, or
his uncle.
The uncle.
Yeah,
my bad.
Yeah.
And these two people. This town's a little corrupt. For a small town, it's very corrupt. There's a lot of weird things.
Very corrupt.
Very weird things happening. We find out later on that the two girls, their mom was a witch, And this town group of people here, did what they did with the witch trials to their mom. And the two girls or one of the girls is on a revenge hunt. And we find out she's the one kind of controlling the Headless Horseman to take out all the people who did what they did to her mom. So every one of these guys either gets almost killed or killed, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's pretty wild.
Some of them in some fairly clever ways, actually. Especially
yeah, but there's a whole family. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to say it.
Yeah,
the whole family kind of gets taken out, and that's a pretty dark scene.
Yeah, it's one of those they don't show a lot in this film to make it really repulsive physically as far as gore goes.
Right.
So a lot of like the beheadings happened like just briefly off camera, and you just see like the head fall or whatever. And some of the worst kills are implied.
Right.
But they do it so well that you know exactly what is happening, and it still hits you without having to show that.
Right. Yeah, don't trust the witches.
It's true.
Yeah, so this movie is all about that. It's very when there is a killing, it's very there's some gruesome gore to it. The very bright reds, or if they don't want to show it, they're kind of implied that it happened.
I want to say
they do a really good job.
This is one of the few movies that Tim Burton did that is a hard R. It's got.
Yes.
I mean, it's yeah.
It is rated R. It's one of our few rated R films.
But it's not. They don't overdo just because a lot of films, especially kind of in this genre, will get into the R rating and say, "Well, screw it, we can do whatever we want," and they go really over the top with everything. And this is
wish
still.
They did.
Well, I mean, I think the way they did it, it lends itself to that tone that I mentioned earlier, like the old horror movies. It's like a combination of the old Universal monster movies plus those like I know of them, but I haven't watched many of them, like the old like kind of B movie like Christopher Lee horror movies.
Hey, Ivan.
It's like that combination between the
because you had Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing playing a lot of vampire and Van Helsing movies that mimic a lot of what's going on in this town here.
Yeah, very cool. So let's find out what was in the movie theaters around this time, and we'll see if it beat out those.
Shut your drums and stop kicking the seats! We're trying to watch the movie!
I have a feeling like that scene right there from Seinfeld, that's what it's like watching a movie with Vader or Dutch Brothers. I'm
Dutch Brothers, yeah.
Like that's probably
dead naming them.
Yeah, don't dead name him.
Dead name? Oh yeah, Van Halen movies. Those are gotta be great.
Yeah, Papa Teacher's good one.
Oh my gosh, I did not grab the right numbers. Give me a second. Wow.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Independence Day didn't come out towards the end of the year.
No.
That was the one for the Frighteners.
Yeah, I totally. See, this is what happens when you're busy doing stuff. Just give me a second. I will find out what it was.
Wait, is that true? Like when he was headless? I have to look that up.
I don't know.
Jacob, don't be lying to us. We're gonna fact check you.
Okay, so now I have it, and I'm gonna reshare.
Yeah, he's right.
So what was happening?
Ray Park was a fight double for the Headless Horseman, so maybe not every single scene, but at least for some of the action scenes, which makes sense because that was the same time as like he was doing, Darth Maul and everything. That was like his peak of doing stunts and action scenes. So
yeah, he was
awesome.
Just got done doing all the Star Wars stuff. All right, so here we go. This is the real list. Theater. Sorry about that. Let's see.
Oh man, it was up against the damn Bond movie.
So we got World Is Not Enough. I believe that was the last. Was that the last one with Pierce?
Think so.
I think so too. That's World Is Not Enough, and then we got Sleepy Hollow #2. So those movies both were new at the box office, but they made almost the same amount of money. So it's almost like they were a tie. You had Pokemon, the first movie, which was in its second week, and it was made some pretty good chunk of change there. The Bone Collector, Dogma.
Damn.
I had somebody in my senior economics class convince my teacher that Dogma was okay to watch in class on the last day of school. It's not.
Yeah, and then way down at the end, down there under number 11 and number 12, another two scary movies, The Sixth Sense and House on Haunted Hill.
Sixth Sense was in its 16th week.
Yeah, that was a good movie. So we have
being John Malkovich too.
Yeah.
Double Jeopardy. Good stuff. So this would be a good time to go to the movie theater. 1999 in November.
I need to watch Being John Malkovich again. That is a weird, twisted movie, but it's so funny.
It is a weird movie. So there you go. I mean, I think if a Bond movie wasn't in the week, I think it would have been number one. What do you all think?
Oh yeah, probably. Oh, I mean, definitely. Just looking at the numbers here. I mean, if you factor in, if you're going just on the weekend, definitely. Total gross, obviously, Pokemon's still going to be raking in stuff for a long time. I think Sleepy Hollow probably dropped off a little bit faster than people would expect, but from the numbers we saw, it obviously carried far enough into global box office to make
I think that
double its budget.
Yeah, I would have think not all the 35 million would have gone to Sleepy Hollow, but probably a good chunk of it would have.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. Another great chunk of the year to watch some movies. There you go. Dutch says, Being John Malkovich, not good.
It has its
like.
moments.
Are you saying the movie is not good, or Being John is not good?
Well, if you've seen the movie, they're kind of the same thing, concept.
Yeah,
anyway,
I saw the movie a long time ago.
The entire movie is worth it for when he gets pelted by a can on the side of a New Jersey turnpike by somebody who actually was legitimately cursing him out that wasn't scripted. So, yes.
Okay. I didn't know that. Wow, facts. This movie, when it went to the rentals, it was kind of on the DVDs were kind of on the rise, but you could purchase it on VHS. So this is what the VHS looks like, but DVDs were coming. They were kind of, you could do either or at the movie store, but this is what a Sleepy Hollow VHS would look like. Special edition. Very cool. Do you have this one on VHS there, Ro, in the back there?
Yeah, I do. I have it on DVD as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, back in the day, if you got one of them fancy players that had the combo VHS and DVD player, you were all high and mighty.
Oh, I did.
I could get either one.
Oh, and if you're really special, you had not only could you play VHS and DVD, but you could record TV to both.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're really fancy, you had DVD burners where you can burn movies on blank DVDs until they stop doing that.
Yeah.
Reminiscing. Her eyeballs are less noticeable on VHS.
Bringing that up.
Oh my gosh, people! Oh my goodness.
They shouldn't have bleached them, or at least not as much. Even people who have very blonde hair typically have darker eyebrows and facial hair.
Yeah. Another cool thing about this movie is the soundtrack was pretty good. Pretty good soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Well, he uses his normal guy to do soundtracks too. It's usually the same. God, what's his name? Shoot, hold on. Let me.
Well, yeah. I mean, good stuff. Are you talking about the Oingo guy?
Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
I don't know if Danny did this one.
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got again, I keep going back to it. It's got that combination of you can see the tribute to some of the old sort of over the top horror movies, but still feels a little bit like what you would expect from Danny Elfman working with a.
Yeah, if you want some cool Halloween ambiance, play this one with some others. But this one's a really good one. Look at that scene there. That's the cornfield or the wheat field there with the scarecrows and that scene with the exploding windmill, which would never happen. That was pretty cool.
Oh, actually, it could potentially happen.
Oh, really?
Grain dust is incredibly flammable, and silo explosions still happen today if their air circulation system does not work properly. It just if the ratio of air to grain particles is the right amount, even a static spark from somebody's clothes could set it off and blow the entire thing up.
Wow.
So it is a little bit far-fetched in how you see it, because it wouldn't necessarily be quite as like a big a flame, but it is possible.
Okay.
And thank you, Mr. Wizard.
They do actually say that there, or show in the movie that there's dust in there, because like when they're piling the sacks of grain on the door to barricade it, there's big puffs coming out. And I think that was a nice attention to detail to see Ichabod take note of that whenever he had his plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Look at you. Setting us with the facts.
I occasionally know something. I'm occasionally smart.
You're okay. Yeah.
You're talking about Ichabod and everything.
Yeah, I mean, yep, silos can blow from static in a storm if the ratio is off. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, even you could take cornstarch or baking flour, or one of them that works really well is non-dairy creamer, and like just take a pinch of it and like trickle it down a few feet above a flame, and then as it gets down there, that flame will hit and just straight up to the top.
Wow. Look at you. You know what? You're not always the yapping dog. You do have some facts.
Sometimes I know something. It's almost always useless facts, but sometimes I know things.
We probably have more feds watching our channel now.
Maybe.
Hi, FBI handler.
Speaker says I feel educated, beard, am smart.
Beard and smart, yes.
I'm smart.
I am so smart. SMRT.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see here. So, I mean, what's different about this one, the cartoon, is yes, Ichabod does kind of go off away, but he gets the girl. Hey, prisoner, how you doing? He does get the girl. The kid actually stays with him. I don't know if he hires him or whatnot, but they go off to New York because we find out that Katrina is heir to like all of this land and money in Sleep Hollow, and that's why they were trying to. That's why the witch and some of the people were involved in trying to killing off all the people who were part of the town originally.
It sounds like a really simplistic way to explain it, but yes, and it doesn't ruin the movie. But ultimately, everything comes down to disputing a will and somebody being greedy.
Wow, they're already here. Okay.
Oh,
the kid watches. Really?
I
think he just adopts them because his dad's dead. But hey,
and his mom too.
Johnny Depp's your daddy.
Yeah. It's like Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Or Sherlock Holmes and his Watson.
Do you guys prefer using arc thrower?
Dutch, get that out of here. We're not talking Helldivers right now. He's intentionally just trying to be distracting. He's loving every minute of it.
Yeah, he is. He's having a good time. You know, that's okay. Thanks.
Thumbs up!
Yeah, make sure you give us a thumbs up, especially you. You know, he's probably a little bored. He every time he watches After the Weekend, Dutch Brothers, or he used to be. For all you don't know the lore of Salty Nerd and After the Weekend, he used to love coming on this show, but then for some reason we made him really mad.
Lord Vader, the fleet has moved out to flight speed and we're preparing to...
You have failed me for the last time, Admiral. Captain Piet.
Yes, my lord.
Make ready to land our troops beyond their energy field, then deploy the fleet so that nothing gets off the system. You are in command now, Admiral Piet.
Thank you, Lord Vader.
I always like how R2 is always smiling when I'm being
He's just
choked at.
so happy to take over.
Yeah, I'm glad you're hanging out. I do enjoy your new name. I'm still getting used to it, but you'll always be Matt to me, my friend. So yeah, it does kind of get a little crazy. There's a lot of other beheadings. I do recommend watching the movie and kind of getting the whole thing.
I mean, and take
it all in.
I mean, not only just like the effect of the Headless Horseman being so well done, which
Mhm.
ultimately
Yeah,
is
there's
a
a picture
simple
right there.
effect, but because there's so much, that's not even technically the real one in that scene.
No, but it's still frightening,
Yeah,
right?
but yeah, it still looks good. But I mean, there's a moment where somebody gets sliced in half, and people who like don't like gore, it's done from a distance in more silhouette, so it doesn't scare off a whole lot of people. And that's probably one of the reasons this was more successful than I thought, is because when you go really deep into the horror and the gore, you by definition isolate some of your potential audience. But even then, from that distance and more in a silhouette, it is done so well.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah, this was
Yeah,
a
it
cool
was,
scene because they do this scene here is we're not gonna it's yes or no, it could be the real horseman, but they do show one of the most famous scenes in the book and in the cartoon where
Yes.
he goes through the covered bridge and then the horseman chases him and throws a pumpkin at him. That they do remake that scene. So we're gonna do our final thoughts on this movie. This film has classy gore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
yeah.
It does.
It does. So we like to put our review on Criticalist. You can find Beard over there. You can find Death Row over there. You can find Dutch Brothers and the Salty Nerd podcast over there. So again, that's criticalist.com. We love to put our final reviews out there over our thoughts on that. It's where critics are more over there. We basically rank movies ourselves. It's not like what is that one? Rotten Tomatoes. It's not like heavily favored.
The one where they basically removed most of the audience input and they just
this is all audience input. As you can see, it doesn't show a score until the audience gets in there. So and it does tell you some other cool things like where to watch it, other people's review, the cast. So it's actually pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and add.
And as I always say when I interrupt JT every single time, not sponsored. We just really like them. They're cool dudes.
Yeah, we're not sponsored at all. They don't pay us to do this.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but they don't. Beard gets confused on what.
Don't engage.
you got 266 notifications on there.
Yeah, we don't check notifications.
Well, because you also have you can have like friends, but they also have a classification of people that you connect with called friends with benefits. And anytime they do something,
friends with benefits. What?
Yeah, I'm doing I'm doing a notification strike.
I won't allow it.
What are you going to do to me, Daddy?
Tighten my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pains, and your sister and mother will have to do likewise. Okay, Joshua, you want to get rough with me? You want to show me that you don't like the choice of this house for our vacation by going on a hunger strike? Well, I'll accept the challenge. But just remember, when I was your age, I really did suffer from hunger. We'll see who gets through this. But just remember, I've got more practice than you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh. Stone-faced like baby JT just weirds me out every single time.
But the blinking is what makes me laugh every time. Just the blink.
Yeah, it's great stuff. That was from our troll reviewer. No, that was me. It's baby me. Beard was my dad.
Yeah, it's weird because when JT's face is put on stuff, he still has his beard. When I'm put on it, the AI can't handle all this, so it just cuts it off.
It's all explained in our Troll 2 review 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
you can check. Okay, so let's rate this. I'm gonna kind of put it way up here to almost excellent or rad. Again, that was a clip of Troll 2. You can watch our full review of that on our channel. This guy's probably new to our channel. He's like, what the heck am I watching? Well, this is not your typical movie review show.
I don't know who all's here because I did sneak a peek and saw that Dutch put out the call to get some folks in here to check things out. So anybody who's new here, thank you very much. Do the YouTube things. You know what buttons to click. I'm not going to lecture you.
Used to see Beard as Al Franklin's
AI Frank Sinatra. Oh, I can sing some Frank Sinatra.
I've almost said it's Al. That's pretty
anyway.
Don't get Beard's beard wet. It makes evil beards. It does. Yes, we reviewed. You weren't watching that week? Yes, we reviewed Troll 2. Yes.
Do
by the way, we are very close to 500. I think we're about a 60 subs away. So
yeah, I'm seeing we're at 446 right now.
Yep. All right, so most excellent, guys, or are we around bogus or rad, or what are we at?
I don't know, man. I would put it a little bit lower than 82.
Okay, you're going in the rad area.
I think it's a high rad. It has its issues. It's got a few pacing problems. It is a little bit weird in some of the tone changes between some of the horror stuff and the Tim Burton kind of quirkiness. I really like it, but yeah, I would say probably like a high rad, mid to high rad.
Yeah, if it was just mine, I would have put it around 76.
Okay, so let's just stick with 75. How about that? Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Graphic language, I don't think there's any in this movie. I think it's R, mostly because of the gore.
Yeah.
There is a good amount of violence.
Yes.
I wouldn't say a ton, but a lot.
Yeah. I mean, what's in there is significant, is like as far as the moment and what they show. When they need to show it, they really show it. But they're kind of sparing with when those moments happen, so it's not overwhelming. So yeah, I would agree with a lot.
Yeah, beheadings is in there. A lot of beheadings.
One guy gets speared and dragged out a window.
Yeah, beheadings. There is a little bit of sexual content.
Yeah, and then you got Christina Ricci's nude face.
Wait, what?
The eyebrows, JT. It's a callback. Come on.
I thought you said something else, and I'm like, I think you watched the wrong movie.
JT, hold up. Of the three of us here, one of us has an excuse to hear something wrong, and it's not you or me.
Yeah.
I literally was like, what? Nudie.
I put two words together that don't normally go together. That was my bad.
Yeah,
nobody's gonna know what you mean by nudie brow. It sounds like a beer, like a German beer.
Put Ricci dude face.
No, I'm not putting any of that. Okay. It's a little family friendly. It's
I would say very slightly. It would be definitely like older kids.
Very entertaining movie.
I think so. Yes.
Yes, super fun. Fun at Halloween. If you're wanting to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, nudie brow. That's new German beer.
All right, there we go. We submitted it. It is now on our profile. You can go check it out. Yeah. You guys are crazy. Put giant Ricci forehead. No, I am not. Nudie brow sounds like a German porn. Yeah.
No, that's Frau Nudie.
That's what she said.
Always fun on this channel. We have good times.
See, when R2's not here to like make you like just like cringe and like slightly stress out, everybody else has got to pick up the slack.
R2 never stresses me out.
Oh no! Oh, he definitely makes you cringe sometimes. That's for sure.
Well, every time this show comes around, I'm literally
I've been clenching my butthole in fear all week.
There you go, Matt.
You saying you got hunger pains?
We're not going to show it again.
But the audience demands it.
No,
they already.
I do love the audience, and just remember, audience, we do enjoy your company.
I love you. You love me. We're a
Hey, Nicole, you came in late, but you're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
The replay's
apparently,
there. It's been a good show.
Ichabod's mom's makes him black out.
Oh, I'm sure, like the end, her end.
Hey, Nicole.
It's her. The way she goes out is pretty rough, but it's also as seen from his memories, so it may not have actually been as bad as kind of what they just depict on camera.
Right. Right. Well, yeah. So if you have not seen the movie, I do recommend you go see it. If you haven't seen it in a while, I do recommend go watching it again. That'd be great. Another thing you can watch, which is out on our channel, we're starting something new. We started something new in October. We have our little short little videos, about 3 or 4 minutes, top 5 rentals of these years. So we've done 1985, we've done 86, 87, 88, 89 comes out tomorrow morning. So you can look for that. So if you are subscribed, make sure you hit the bell to get notified. And guess what? Once we're done with 89, we're going to do 90, 91, 92, all the way up to 2000, when you probably were renting movies instead of streaming. So we're going to kind of live like, what would you probably most likely rent? If you do like these videos, let us know in the comments, like them, do that kind of stuff. And let us know what other topics you might want us to cover in tops. So you want to see the top rented action movies, top rented nudie bros.
Nudie brows.
You can do that.
Do the behind the curtain rentals. Is that what it is?
Oh boy. I do want to mention, because JT, you asked me to, we do have a poll up. So if you want to get a last minute vote in, I don't know if it's still active at the moment. If it is, get your vote in for which spooky review did you like the most?
Yeah, which spooky movie review that we did this month did you like the most? Let us know in the poll. I'll give you another few seconds to answer that one if it's still up. I believe it is. I believe it's still there. Let's see.
I mean, it's pretty clear there's a winner right now, and there's pretty clear there's one that is last.
There we go. So I'll go ahead and end the poll, and it looks like the winner of that poll was Sleepy Hollow, 58%, Troll 2, 23, Frighteners 17, and no one liked High Spirit.
I liked High Spirits, but it just wasn't my favorite what we did this month, so I couldn't vote for it.
It's okay. When are you going to do the review of Quest for Fire? No, maybe for this. Maybe. I've seen your review of it over there in Salty Nerd, and I don't know if I really want to put that on the channel. Already done Wink, and I hit the. Oh, okay, cool.
She voted and did the YouTube things. She knows what's going on. Yeah. Everybody here does. Y'all are smart.
But no, I definitely recommend go checking out those videos, and let us know what you think, and if we should do like top rentals of some genre or anything like that. Let us know.
Yeah, we could definitely narrow it down to specific genres.
Yeah,
we're an interesting thing.
Yeah, we're having a blast getting those done. All right, so Beard of Liberty, I know you've got something going on, and I guess you're reviewing this again with Jacob.
It's Groundhog Day all over again, where I talk about Sleepy Hollow today, and I talk about Sleepy Hollow again tomorrow.
The same movie?
It's Sleepy Hollow, yeah. The Johnny Depp. I don't.
Rise and shine. And don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there today.
I'm not really 100% certain if I'm actually going to be on camera. Sometimes I'm just in the back highlighting chat and making sure things are kind of running smoothly. If there's not a space available, I'm happy to take a back seat for that for any of the guests. But join in anyway. It'll be a fun chat, and I will be there. If not with my face, I'll be in text. So that'll be a fun time.
Could be nudie brow part deuce.
You really can't see Beard's eyebrows either, by the way. Defro, what do you got? What do you got going on your channel? I know you you recently dropped a horror flick. What was that?
Well, it ain't doing too good because there's too much gore in it. When you talk about movies that have too much gore, I did like the one that had the most gore that you would ever seen in a movie, and that was Dead Alive. And I show some of those scenes in my reviews, so that's probably why the video's not getting a lot of views right now.
Okay, go check it out, people.
Yeah, Dead Alive is not for the faint at heart. Let's put it that way. There is a lawnmower scene that involves lawnmowers and zombies.
Oh yeah, is it kind of like this lawnmower scene that we have?
Ghost ride the wind, ghost ride the wind, ghost ride the wind, ghost ride the wind. Now scrape.
This is a push mower, not ride mower, but yeah.
Oh, don't. He's got a clip for that too.
I'm not gonna play it. I'll play that one later. I can't get that. I have Gandalf eyebrows. Okay, very cool. Dead of Alive, was one of the first zombie movies I've ever seen. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
If the grass are the zombies.
Yeah, I mean, you chop it down constantly; it never dies. Grass
Yeah,
is
you
zombie.
know what? That's true, and it gets everywhere. Like it overtakes things. So, anyways, check out Death Row's channel there. I was going to put it in the chat, but I don't have.
Are you good? It doesn't matter. I really don't have anything coming up this Saturday. Yeah, I'm still debating on whether I want to do a video yet or not. So,
okay. Well, you were gonna put it there anyway, so I just put this in here, and there you go. Hey, look who showed up in the chat. Criticless Cast. Make sure when you all review. We just did. We just submitted a review on the channel for you. So rewind it.
Yeah, we just shouted our love for you guys.
We did. Not.
Oh, it has some text.
I mean,
I'm
not
getting
down on one knee or anything, guys, but I'm just saying.
Are you talking about like text in the description?
Make sure when you do these reviews on Criticless, make sure it has some text, or it will not show up on the main Criticless feed.
I think it's like the comments at the end where you can leave like your specifics on your review as opposed to just the ratings.
Oh, thanks.
Cool. Oh, okay. So we've been doing it wrong this entire time. Okay. Look at this. Just Sub to Death. Good job.
Nice.
Yeah, please be kind, Reline. Go check it out. We put some text in there, just not a lot.
Yeah, I usually try to include something, but I'm also really bad about actually reviewing the movies that I review on camera, because by the time I'm done with the camera, my mind goes done with that.
Yeah, what we normally do is we'll put that review. I'll go. I didn't do it for last week. I got to do it. We put our YouTube video link in there. So
yeah, well, you got to put something in the there you go.
Okay.
Do the things with the comments and stuff.
Yeah.
gotta put some type of description. Okay. Yeah. We'll do our bestest to do that.
What I usually do with my videos, I'll just put in there, hey, go check out, my video at YouTube or whatever, and then the YouTube link is right underneath there and the other bit.
All right. How about a fun watch for Halloween?
Make words smart.
I mean, usually for After the Weekend reviews, the text that is included is if I'm the curmudgeon that didn't like something that everybody else did, JT will make sure to put like, JT and R2 loved it. Beard's just kind of hating on things or whatever.
Yeah, gotta go. Gotta go. Have a great night, JT. I'll see you other two guys later. Spread some democracy.
Gonna try to be there.
Nice.
Well, go have fun doing that.
Well, you like the Frighteners, Beard.
Yeah. There's not a movie we did this month that I didn't enjoy to some degree.
See you, great list. All right, everyone. Again,
the Beard team.
Make sure to hit the like, subscribe if you're new, and if you truly do care and you want to share us with your friends, please do. We're very close to the 500. That'd be fantastic if we hit that mark.
Yeah.
Everyone else have a great rest of the week. We won't see you next week. We're taking a break on Monday, but we'll see you in November. And the special announcement, I totally forgot. Special announcement for November is we're going to do American history movies. We're going to do American Tail, and then we're also going to do Dances with Wolves, and then we're also going to do The Alamo, 1960. And guess who's coming back as a special guest?
This guy?
Oh wait, that guy.
Yeah, Death Row. He's coming back for a special guest. He wants to hang out with us even more. I don't know why, but he does. And so it should be fun. So make sure you hit that bell to get notified in November of those movies. And if you are one of those people who likes to pray or send nice positive vibes, I believe R2 is having his surgery next week.
That's right. Yeah.
Wish him all well. And then he'll get all rested up, and hopefully he'll be back in December or even January. And we'll see him very soon. So, all right, everyone, you have a good night. We'll talk to you later. And this has been a blast. See ya. Oh, yeah, don't get your head beheaded.
Watch your head.
Bye.
truck to refrigerators to dumpster, 360 spin onto the palace, backflip gainer into the trash.
This is it. Minute. Big stuff. Just relax and have fun. Just gonna have fun with it.
Talking away. I don't know what about to say. I'll say it anyway. I'm not today. Today's another day to find you sighing away. I'll be coming for your love, okay?